Tips for success.
You need to be fast. You should be able to shrink and grow on a dime.
Tip number 1, apply your own knowledge. When writing an article review, you will closely analyze the author's ideas and understanding of a particular subject. Your goal is to respond and use ideas, theories, and research that you have in your arsenal to either support or contradict the writer's claims. The more flaws, gaps, or contradictions you can find in the author's work, the stronger your critique will be, assuming all of your arguments are true, of course. At the same time, the more positive aspects, clever observations, and strong points you can extract, the higher of an expert you can position yourself as. Now, with that being said, don't allow personal bias to affect your evaluation of the article. Do use personal knowledge objectively to evaluate the author's points. Tip number 2, approach the article methodologically. When you read the article for the first time, read for the big picture. That is, look for the overall argument. Then, take a break and revisit the article 2 to 3 more times with fresh eyes. This time, use a highlighter or a pen to make note of important sections. You can then use these highlighted sections for your summary and critique. We here at Essay Pro recommend that you make an outline of the writer's significant ideas / claims / biases, and then use your own knowledge and understanding of the topic, either refute or confirm each point. This will serve as the outline for the entire article review. Don't just highlight every paragraph and piece of information. Do take note of the most important points and add notes to them or cross-reference for a potential rebuttal later. Tip number 3, summarize the article in your own words. After reading the article multiple times, it is highly recommended that you draft a synopsis of what you have read, including any key takeaways. The goal here is to put the article in your own words so as to test your own understanding. Doing so will make completing the summary and critique in your actual review a lot faster and easier. Now, with that being said, don't just paraphrase the entire article in your own words. Do list out the main points, claims, and ideas that you can use for your critique. Now, when writing the introduction, don't make statements in first person. Do give an overall impression of the article in third person within a formal academic style.
I'm doing it! I'm doing it! Yeah!
Remember that the article review is a piece set out to evaluate an article objectively. You never want to use first person, as this can make the reader assume bias from your point of view. Lastly, when writing the critique, the goal is to express your objective opinion on the clarity, validity, and value of the article. In the end, you should decide whether or not you agree with the author and provide insightful reasons as to why or why not. And with that being said, don't aimlessly agree or disagree with the author's points without providing additional information. Do tie your grievances and praise together into a coherent argument that adds on to the points made by the author. To conclude, you want to ensure that your article review is free of any bias, and be sure to point any bias or false information that could discredit the author. Remember, the goal is to be as objective as possible, and all points should either be supported or refuted with the help of statistical evidence or fact. Remember that any arguments made without outside sources hold little to no merit. And with that, we have come to the end of our article review writing guide.
Done. Now let's see how it looks so far.